Hey guys, congratulations, you have completed the Barber Beast on the base. So that means you have beat the beast. Now, you gotta start thinking about how you can recover from this crazy, huge event. I'm at Hurdle and Brown Physical Therapy, and I wanted to show you guys some basic stretches that you can do tonight before you go to bed so you can have a better morning tomorrow. So when running on the sand and doing all those obstacles, you will have been doing things that really have been a lot different from what you're used to. So you wanna make sure you focus on the elbows, your shoulders, your hips, your quads, because these muscles are all gonna be super sore tomorrow. So doing your standard stretches are very good. And what I'm gonna encourage you to do are stretches right now first, followed with some ice on areas that are super sore like joints, and some anti-inflammatories if you are susceptible to inflammation following athletic exercises. So I've got my trusty stretch table here, so it makes it a lot easier for me to show you the stretches and the time that you can perform them in. So we want to keep it basic, okay? So when performing a 12-mile or a 9-mile competitive race like what you just did, or something so far beyond what you typically run, you want to focus on sharing time on all these stretching movements. So if you're sitting on the floor right now at home, you can start by just putting your feet straight out to the front, and we're going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out, and you're just going to kind of creep your hands down your shins, keep your head and chest up, and then come back. You're going to come down into that stretch and then come back. Now I can feel that right now in my calves and my hamstrings. Those are two areas that you've used a lot from running on the sand. The next movement you want to do is focus on the front of the leg, where you're going to basically grab onto something you can balance with. I like to grab my one leg with my opposite hand, so I'll pull up my right leg with my left hand and I'll pull that quad stretch back. When you do this stretch, make sure you try to push your hip forward, because of all that running, you're pulling your leg up and down. You need to work on getting that flexibility in your hip flexor. You can go back to your floor, back to your stretch table, and focus on the lower back and hip stretch. So I like to perform this move by putting my arms straight out. I'll bring my right knee up, and then I'll let my weight come over. And as I do come over, I'm gonna try to let my foot come up towards my hand on the other side, and that's gonna release the hip, and it's really beneficial to release those hips. Do that to both sides, and just reach out as you come through. While you're there, you can sit up, put one leg over your opposite leg, and then you're gonna put your arm on top of that leg and twist around. Now make sure you don't try to go too far. You're just gonna get an oblique stretch here, and you're gonna work on, again, stretching out that hip by pulling or pushing your knee further that way. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. You wanna hold these stretches for about 20 seconds. Next up, if you don't have much to stretch with, you can just take your hand straight across your chest. Keep your shoulder depressed. This is a common mistake we see made. People hike their shoulders up and you miss this stretch completely. You want to drop and depress your shoulder down, grab the elbow, pull it towards your sternum, and you're going to feel a good release right through your rhomboid and your rear deltoid, all throughout your shoulder. And that rear part of your shoulder is super important. If you don't have a wall right now to stretch with, you can grab the back of your head and you push your head back, and this is gonna open up the tricep and lat. You can stretch out that whole tricep and lat. I'm feeling this stretch. Inhale and exhale, do it a few more times. 20 seconds on each stretch is a great rule of thumb. If you have your couch right behind you, you can just take your hand right down on that couch right now and push your weight forward, stretching out your forearm and your bicep tendon. So when you're going on those over and unders and the monkey bars that we had this year, you're gonna really wanna open up all of those bicep muscles, the shoulder, the deltoid. You can even take a knee, turn your hand around, and you're gonna get the front deltoid, you're gonna get your bicep tendon. Don't overstretch any of these stretches, guys. As soon as you feel a stretch, that's enough. 20 seconds, release, come back down into it for 20 seconds. Next up, we have the floor movement, so we can come down, put your hands flat down on the floor, slide them out, turn your hands over, and then push your head down towards the floor, and that's gonna give you that release through your rib cage and your lats. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and try to sink even further back. If you want to get more, creep your hands forward and then turn back around and put that head back down. And then last but not least, what I wanted to talk about just before we get off is the core, the abdominals, all those muscles you were using. We're gonna go flat down on the floor. We're gonna try to keep our hips down on the floor. Hands are to our sides. We're relaxing our legs. My toes are pointed out. And I'm gonna push myself up and try to push my belly button down towards the floor. If you put your arms further apart, you can get up. Take a deep breath in and out. You can twist to one side, working one area of your oblique. I can feel that all the way down my hip. I know you can too. And then the other one all the way down the hip. We're stretching into that. You can come back up. When getting up from stretches, I always recommend doing a hand walk back. So we're gonna come up into a plank, walk yourself straight up, get a good hamstring stretch there. Put your hands up. And now you're ready for bed. Now you're ready to recover. I hope that tomorrow morning is a much better morning than it would have been if you wouldn't have stretched tonight and done the right precautions. So remember, you're gonna stretch, you're gonna rest, you're gonna ice, and if you do wanna work out tomorrow, if you do go to exercise tomorrow, I would recommend heating in the morning, and if you are gonna get into a rigorous exercise routine tomorrow, definitely do a really, really good warm-up before you get into that exercise routine, and I would recommend active movements like the toe touch hand walk that I just performed when we go out and go back and reach up, and doing that series of pre-movements is gonna really give you a better exercise experience tomorrow, and you're gonna risk less injury. So I'm glad I could come to you guys today. From Hurdle and Brown, congratulations again on beating the beast. And if you guys need anything, reach out to us at iRockFitness and FitnessErie.com.